Well, we know that Jeff Jarrett has a lot of allies in the office with his dad Jerry now being around, and his debut
And
vignette.
Bruce, him and
Oh, of
Bruce are buddies.
course. So these debut vignettes start airing for the Double J character, and in those videos, you would see Tony Falk and Miss Texas and Ronnie P. Gossett. Um, Based on just his father's position in the company, and prior to that, running his own territory. Did you perceive Jeff Jarrett as having quote unquote heat in the locker room coming in, and his dad's in the office and he's got all these vignettes? It feels like some of the guys in the back might have cried about that a little bit. No?
They probably did. Probably jealousy, insecurity, paranoia runs deep. Deep in your heart, it will seep. And probably so. I mean, Lawler experienced the basic same thing when he came in. Somebody took a dump in Lawler's crown at the Royal Rumble in Sacramento or someplace. That's before I got there. So it wasn't me. So yeah, that makes the territory issues. I can see that being not a reason, but the way it is, feelings being a little bit uncomfortable. I never heard anybody outwardly talk about it too much,
Right.
but I'm sure they whispered in their own privacy.
Let me ask you about one more piece of moving and shaking behind the scenes. It makes the Observer that former wrestling legend Edward Carpenter filed 127,000.
Carpentier,
There you go.
Edward Carpentier.
What's up with his lawsuit, Jim? What can you tell us about it?
Disgruntled, bitter ex-employee. One of the great stars of all time. He created a legend in Montreal. He was loved by the French Canadian fans. Very talented, had an amazing body, but he thought, he's like a lot of guys in that they get to that age and they look around and, wait a minute, where's all my money and where's my opportunities? And I've never heard his work, and I wouldn't have understood it anyway because I don't speak French.
Right.
French fries, I get that. I used to eat those back in the day. Can you believe, Conrad, I haven't had a piece of bread or a potato, for example, or a drink of booze, and probably getting close to 3 months.
Wow, look at you. Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I've lost 30 pounds.
Look at you, dude. That's unbelievable. Just cut the booze and all the carbs out.
Yeah. Yeah. And sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar is a big thing too. That's the main. I look at labels now. I feel like the old grumpy guy in his yard, I look at labels. I stop in the aisle and make sure I parallel park in the aisles of the grocery store. What's that place I go to? Starts with a P.
Publix.
Publix, yeah. I said, thank you. Ding, ding, ding. You win a new car. So I'm watching it. Sugar intake. I have a routine now, things I eat. And luckily for me, at this point in time, I'm not tired of them yet. I like that oatmeal, man. Low fat, low sugar. And the original packs of oatmeal has no sugar in it whatsoever. So you mix one of those with one of the flavored ones that's got like 2 or 3 grams of sugar, and you have a great breakfast. It don't sound very exciting, but let me tell you something, folks. When you're trying to lose weight or you want to watch your weight or get healthier, it's pretty damned important. And I don't have Jan here to feed me. I'm up on my own devices, and that could be dangerous in any form of my life. Too much free time is not good for OJR.
Well, our man Edward had maybe too much free time here. He's 66 years old. He's suing for wrongful termination. He had been doing the French commentary on the syndicated shows from 84 to 92, and Titan fired him on October 27th, 1992. And in the letter where they fired him, they said he was negligent, incompetent, and disinterested in the product. They offered him $1,600 in severance pay, but he never received it. So now he's suing for his salary for the 14 months remaining on his contract, which was like 53 grand. He wanted an additional $25K for defamation, another $25,000 for age discrimination, and why the hell not, $25,000 in punitive damages. With him out, Raymond Rougeau is going to take the spot in French commentary, and man, it feels like he had that job forever.
Raymond's a class act too, boy. Class act without question. Well, you know, somebody I really have great respect for. He's really a good guy. His brother Jacques had probably more charisma. And those that preceded me said Jacques could be a handful to manage. I never encountered that, as long as you were straight with him. Most wrestlers will give you their real personality and peel back the onion a little bit if you're just honest with them.
Yeah.
Just be honest. And let the cards fall where they may. But first of all, start with honesty. That's a good place to start this race.
Let's mention the other news about the big trial that's pending. The New York Daily News is going to report that Hulk Hogan is the unidentified WWF performer known to the grand jury who allegedly was supplied anabolic steroids by Titan and Vince McMahon. This is big news. Obviously, you've got the biggest company and the biggest name. Woo. Did you know Hulk Hogan's name was going to get drug in the middle of this once you realized?
I'd heard that. Yeah, you hear the shit. You never know what to believe.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, really, Conrad, you know, looking at his physique, the time he was there, that period of time that was in question, it was feasible. But nobody, you know, nobody confirmed it. But I was just in a different place then. I was working, man. It's not like today. It's not like we had podcasts like this one or had the internet in general. Social media, non-existent. So there weren't, you know, Howard was our pipeline. And Howard Finkel, God bless his soul, you know, he read the Observer religiously. He listened to other hotlines that were out there to get the dirt. So there just wasn't access to all that shit. So quite frankly, in some ways, it was better then than it is now. Because it seems like we're always looking over our shoulder now. Did we say that or we not say that? And I see myself misquoted. And people then printing it as news, as real. And it's just frustrating as hell why wrestling fans have become that way. And I think that social media and I think that the internet is a large contributor to that development.